Hey guys, it's Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 73 on the year. Again, guys, have your goals. You want to accomplish things, you got to keep being consistent. I went a little earlier just to make sure we can get our guest on and we can collaborate and drop massive value. Again, we're all about dropping value, but we want you to take action and implement some of the items that we talk about today. I know it's things that are going to be beneficial to your business. Reminder, I can help you with all insurances, connections, and I can help you, mentor you with using video to create your own brand, which actually generates leads for you guys. So I want to make sure I'm here to help as many people as possible, is why I do this, and provide value. So let me bring on my guests. We have Glenn Baker, Dave Finale, and Ed Stulak. What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Hey guys, what's going on, man? What's happening?
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for sharing some of your time with us today. And let's do a little, I guess what I'm looking at, I see Dave, let's see, Glenn's on my right. Is Glenn on my left?
Glenn, I see Glenn on your right.
Okay, so let's go Glenn, then Dave, and then we'll do Ed. Let's do an introduction of who you are, who you work for, and also how long you've been in real estate.
Cool. So Glenn Baker, Weichert Mountain Lakes. I have been in real estate a roaring 18 months after 21 years of recovering from corporate life.
Great. I'm Dave Finale. My company is Real Estate Skill Builder. I'm a real estate coach, but I'm also with the DeVoe Group and eXp Realty. I was a broker owner of my own company for 21 years, sold it about 2.5 years ago because I had a need to relieve stress and not be broke anymore, as well as to work with people that really wanted to work. But I've been in real estate since August of, well, actually first licensed in 1976, so you can do the math. When I was 2, though. I was 2 years old.
What's going on? My name is Ed Stulak. I'm a licensed realtor here in New Jersey. We're licensed with RE/MAX. I sell real estate, but my true passion lies in training realtors worldwide on the importance of social media and personal branding.
Awesome.
This is going to be massive value for those that are watching us. Again, don't forget, hit the share button, hit the wow button, drop a couple comments where you're watching us from. If you have questions, we'll get to them after our live. We want to make sure we provide all kinds of massive value. Now, I picked these guys because they're all about social media. You know, you're going to learn how a digital real estate agent is, one that is able to coach individuals, and also one that just blowing up Instagram. I use and abuse Facebook. That was my bread and butter. I dabble in Instagram. I have my YouTube channel, but I want to grow other things, and that's the only way to learn is talk to other people, right? Have conversations. So let's talk with Glenn. We'll start off with, how do each of you use social media, and how important is it, and what are some tips and tricks that we can share with those that are watching us? Can we start with Dave now?
Great. So, yeah. So, look, social media is a tool. Social media is a choice. I talk to like 25 agents a week, and I get all different realms of social media, right? So social media, if you're going to use more than one, and you should get really good at one first, and then delve into other social medias. If you're using YouTube and then you're not putting descriptions and tags in it, you're wasting your time. Number one. Number two is Instagram. You need to work to see what's going to be best for your niche and how it can be intertwined with all the other ones. Now, when we talk about social media, let's not forget some of the old ways that make a lot of sense. What was social media way back when? It was going to networking events. Well, we haven't done that in a few months. Hopefully, we'll get back to that. But there also was this thing called email. So when you use social media properly and you use email properly and you put everything together, it's going to give you this kind of omnipresence. And people say, email, Dave, you're nuts. Boy, are you old, because email's been around a long time, right? Longer than social media. And it's not going away. Just like I believe the Postal Service will never go away one way or the other, right? But here's the deal, man. When you use it in sequence, when you use it in concert with social media, rather than getting that 7 to 10% open rate, you're going to get a 20 to 30% open rate because they're familiar with you. And it's going to give you an omnipresence. Then we can talk about pickles and tag marking and all that other stuff. But social media, especially with video, and especially with using it properly and being different. I'm all about being different. Matter of fact, the product that I really push to my students is something called the differentiator formula. And that's what I do. I believe that you're supposed to be different, not better. I believe different is better.
Awesome. Very, very thorough, and I appreciate that. And email definitely is an opportunity for many of you. Ed, how would you answer the same thing as far as using social media?
Everyone's on social media nowadays, especially during a time like this when we were forced to adapt and evolve with times like no networking event in person, no conferences in person, no meetings and showing houses in person. Everything has been transferred to online. What we're doing, right? If this wasn't online, if we wouldn't be doing StreamYard or Facebook Live, we would probably be doing it in person if we can, right? So we have to evolve. Social media is one of those tools, as Dave was saying, that really helps you expose yourself to the right masses if you figure out how to build that right audience. So when it comes to social media, it's not about getting just a big following. It's about getting the right following. And I tell people it's not. I want to show you not how to get 100,000 fake followers, but 2,000 right ones. So how do you get those 2,000 that are going to follow you and are going to love what you do, love your brand, love your journey, and want to be a part of it? And eventually that turns into leads. That turns into business. I've experienced it. I experience it on a very weekly basis now, and it's going to get to that point when it becomes a daily basis. But you got to start somewhere. Those that are afraid to be on social media are afraid of doing video and audio. Well, you just gotta do it. You have to do it once, twice, 3 times, 20, 80 times until you realize what your system is. Once you figure out what your system is, you're going to realize what your brand is. Once you know what your brand is, it's just naturally going to spurt out of you on social media, which people either option A are going to resonate with and love, or option B, they're going to hate and leave. Those that leave are not going to do business with you. Those that love you will stick and do business with you, and you don't even have to force them to do business with you. That's the beauty of it all. So you got to figure out what your brand is, get it out there in your own way, your own voice. And I'm telling you, your brand is going to grow naturally, slowly, progressively, and eventually you're going to hit that hockey stick curve and it's going to grow. But you have to figure out what your brand is.
Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Glenn, same one.
Yeah, man, I love what Ed said. Yeah, it's all about pushing the right content out, and some are going to love you, some are going to hate you. And I just really started hitting YouTube hard, and I absolutely agree with you, Dave. You have to do thumbnails full on, make sure that every piece of content that you put up is tagged in correctly. And I'm trying to dominate very uber local. So we're focusing like razor sharp. So when anyone searches anything related, we compete with all the other agents. Zillow and such, you're not going to compete with them. I don't spend enough to compete with them. But on the other side, organically through other searches or very precise things, they can't touch me. So I think that the answer with social for me is, in order of priority, I love Facebook, love it a lot. Instagram is my second, even though I love Instagram to death. My audience is largely on Facebook, and I'm growing the Instagram audience. YouTube is my new passion, love. I am all over that and spend a lot of time on videos. And I'll tell you, the content which Ed was talking about, I assure you, no one cares about your open house post on Facebook, right? No one wants to see open house, open house, open house, open house in your list. They know that you're just there for yourself then. But when you're giving something back and doing something of value or doing something fun, like everyone wants fun, right? I'm doing a video now that's going to be called The 5 Things That You Hate About Realtors, right? That's fun. Right. So, and the people want to be a part of it. And I think that's the thing is, and lastly, what Dave was saying about feed the monster, right? All those social media things, all those likes mean absolutely zero if you're not capturing information and getting it to somewhere that you can drip forever on. And that's where I think a lot of folks miss the boat with social media is it's not about being the loved one. It's about taking that and monetizing it somehow, right?
Glenn, if I can inject real quick, that video that you're talking about, 5 things that people hate about realtors, I might just go ahead and recreate that on TikTok.
Oh, dude, totally. You'll own my script if you do it. And can I tell you the first one? You're going to love it. So the first one is when Realtor's business card has their high school picture on it, and then you walk into a coffee shop and you can't even see who they are. You're like, who are you?
Bravo.
So you mean their prom picture.
Right, and that's their first lie that they've told you.
Applause to you.
I just did a live broadcast. Mondays for my group, for my students, I do a live at 5, and it was 21 marketing mistakes agents make. Using your prom picture was one of those mistakes.
I love it.
I don't know why people don't do that. Like, how do you not update that's your brand? So if you're going to be that old, let it go back that far. Come on, you're showing you don't care about as a business. You carry it as a job, and that's a
During-
problem.
During the last 12 weeks, I think I changed my profile picture 3 times because my hair started growing. I grew a beard, right? The beard was long. Then I hated the beard. I said, geez, I look about 90 years old. Then I got a goatee. Never had a goatee, so I figured I'd try that. I changed that picture, and then I just shaved everything. So now I changed that picture. So it's like, I mean, you got to be current. You got to be what you're going to look like, because you're right, Glenn. Nobody's going to recognize you.
Yeah, and be who you are, right? I mean, that's the key, is where you're either loved or hated. And Ed was so right when he said that.
And have you ever, I mean, if you actually go to look at their pictures, you go to a realtor and you look at their pictures on Facebook, and you're saying, who the heck is that? Oh, geez, that's her. And you look at her profile picture. Profile picture is 10 years ago.
Yep.
I'll tell you something. When you go from 50 years old to 60 years old, you can tell. Believe
That's
me,
true.
you can tell.
That's so true.
But the point is to create content that people actually want to engage with. So going off of what Glenn was saying, this is stuff people want to engage with, not your open house, not your new listing, not your just sold. People don't care. It's nice and it's an ego boost for you. It shows that you're reputable. It shows that you do business. That's great. But you got to show engageable, shareable, and relevant content that people actually get value from. And that's funny stuff. And that right there, Glenn is going to get business from.
Well,
Not by doing an open house sign. No, it's that.
Yeah.
I learned from some buddies out in California, social networks, Matt Allman. One of the phrases that I always use is, if you're worrying about video, that's too bad. But here's the phrase: the imperfection is the connection. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did a video. She was going to do a video about, slipping and falling during a walkthrough, and she actually did fall. And she left it in the video because it was funny, right? So, I mean, different things like that. I mean, it's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if it's not bad. However, I'm going to tell you that I think you have to be really concerned about audio, right? So that people can hear you and understand what you're saying, more so than anything else. I think that's the most important thing. Would you agree with that, guys?
Oh, heck yeah.
100%. I'm actually upgrading my microphone in the next couple of weeks. I was at a Rode microphone. I have a Blue Yeti. I have that coming. So I can't wait to utilize that and actually up my game. But let's talk about video. Like when I first started, I used a laptop computer with the microphone that was with the laptop. So I had to stand in a certain position so that it would hear me properly. And then I've grown from there. And now I'm using StreamYard and Zoom calls, etc. Let's go around a little round robin as far as importance of video. And how did you get in start using video? And we'll start with Ed. How important? I know you're on Instagram. Cool. You do a lot of pictures and things like that. Do you use and abuse video, and how important is it for your business and marketing?
Videos convert 70% more than pictures ever will. Video is the platform and the type of concept and source that you want to be outsourcing your types of content out there if you possibly can. I got onto TikTok a year ago. That's only video based. But I've been growing progressively on there and getting an organic traffic that wants to follow me, which convert into followers on Instagram as well. Because Instagram is what I look at as the digital business card today's era. You don't go to a networking event and say, hey, what's your Facebook? Or hey, what's your YouTube? Or hey, what's your Twitter? It's always Instagram for some reason, right? And that's the truth. So whatever, my point is that when it comes to video based, it's very important to put out videos. Educational, valuable, things of that sort. But here's the thing that so many people overthink and procrastinate with. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the type of quality. I don't know what to do. It's okay. Listen, it's, to us it's bullshit. To us it's like really? Like you can't do it? But that's because they've never done it before and they don't have a system. They don't have someone like us to tell them, guys, it's simple. Look, like right now what I'm doing, this is my phone. I'm broadcasting on my phone, my iPhone 10. Which I'm sure some people even here watching have like an iPhone 21 by this point, right? I don't know what's out there anymore. But we have the quality content. It's out there. The equipment, I'm sorry. We have the quality equipment to use. Just work with what you have. Pull out your phone. Lay it up on a phone if you have to. Like if you don't have a tripod, you don't need a fancy tripod. And just film your first video. And I promise you, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up. And you're going to mess up multiple times.
I have a question for you, right? We're talking about using your iPhone. I have an iPhone 10. So I've had some difficulty with some audio recently where I'm doing interview stuff and I've used a splitter for microphones. Hasn't worked that well. What are you using to get good audio content, like even outside or inside? I mean, I don't. Are you using a Rode mic, Glenn, or what are you using, Ed? What do you suggest?
Honestly, I'm using AirPods. I'm using the phone audio. I'm working with what kind of room I'm in. Like right now, I'm in a little compact room that, there's a little echo here and there. But if it's like an open space, I'm not going to go ahead and overthink. I'm sure Glenn has better equipment. I mean, he just pulled out that huge microphone. So I mean, I'm not too into that. Here's the little thing that I'm going to go off on a tangent for 2 seconds, because it is relevant to this subject. We're talking about what kind of equipment I use, right? I'm not an expert. Obviously, I would have been telling you different equipment to use. I'm not an expert. I'm the face. I hire people that do it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and get a video crew to do it for me because they know, they're passionate about it. They have the equipment. And if there's some young kid, which I've been working, this is my system. I see a high school kid or a college kid, they know their stuff, they're passionate, but they have no jobs. I'm going to give it to them. Listen, you do it for me. I help you build your portfolio and you give me free content. If it's good, I'm going to get you and expose you to my office, to my audience, to my followers online. And I promise you, you're going to get 10 times the amount of work versus than just coming and charging me. So how about you do it for free for me, and I'll go ahead and expose you. And that's how I've been working with everyone. Video crew, content creation, my tailor, watches, whatever I need, I search for it and I give them, and I scratch their back, they scratch mine. But that's kind of the real quick point that I'll say is that I don't know this stuff, but I hire others that know this stuff very well.
Awesome. Let's go with Glenn. Continue, please, about video.
Yeah, I mean, I use a simple setup, like $350, and put out a ton of content with it. The reason why is it's with me wherever I go, so I can do it. I did last year. I'd have an intern that came around with me, and basically I said, just roll. I would cut it up and just keep rolling.
Yes.
And pick me up, tripping up, vacuuming floors, blowing off rooftops, leaves, stuff like that, right? But on the thing I will say is, so many folks, the content. The problem is, you see these open house contents, and they're like, and I'm getting like a third person doom shooter like sickness going on. You gotta at least get something to stabilize the camera, or have someone else hold it. Like, talk to a friend, say, come with me, I'll buy you a Starbucks, and boom, there you go. But and then audio quality, right? So many folks are like, audio quality is poor. I just picked up the Rode mic because I do a lot of outdoor shooting, so I need to knock down some noise. I do use a wireless mic, like a lapel mic by Samson, that I use for mobile stuff. It attaches right to the back of my iPhone, and you're off and running, and it doesn't take any setup. Like, I can't have any time to set up. When I do it, I hit a button and go. I can't deal with the whole entire nonsense of production, I guess is the way to put it.
Right. There's a lot to that. I can imagine.
Yeah. I think it's real important to note that it's that you can get lavalier mics really cheap, and you can get a splitter for your iPhone as well as extension cords. So if you want, that's the cheap route to go for your iPhone. Just make sure you have the adapter to make it work into your iPhone 10 or whatever, because you can't use the other thing, the regular input like you used to. And it's inexpensive. I mean, people say, you said, Ed, you're using other people. I want most everybody to know is that, like you said, Glenn, if you got a friend, have them come and do the video and walk you through it. Like, I'm in the process of building. My video started way back when, in the olden days, in 07, 08. Honestly, I did it out of boredom, and I had minor surgery, and I wasn't allowed to leave my house for a week, and I didn't know what the hell to do. I mean, if you know me, that's just not something I can handle, right? So I got this email about video, and I learned about video, and I was using Animoto. And at the time, Google was not watching how their algorithm worked. So I was able to get a listing video for one of my company's listings up on the first page of Google. My record was 44 minutes to get it on the first page. Of course, then Google figured out what we were doing. I used a program called, what was it? I forget, it was I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't matter. But Traffic Geyser was the name. Traffic Geyser, right? So anyway, so as time went on, I even have one of my first videos that I actually put in an email from 07 or 08. I made it as a joke. Of course, I have my hair is not as light as it is now. I look a lot different. I made it funny, and people in the beginning didn't get it. They didn't get what I was doing by posting video on Facebook. When Facebook was new, they didn't understand it. They didn't understand my video and what I was doing with it. These people, the ones that mocked me back then, are the ones, doing video now. They forgot they mocked me back then, but I just been doing it for so long. And as I said, the imperfection is the connection. If you're going to make mistakes, go out and make a mess.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of us are doing video for content, for education, for value. I know Ed does this. He'll send you a video introductory through Messenger, or he'll do a voice call, which I do as well. That's being unique. That's being different. That's not the normal, everyone's all about texting and emailing, calling people. But now you can knock out a number of different calls. Now, and video, you're more personal. It's you now. So it's so powerful. Why more are not doing it? I know a lot of people, because no one takes action. There's people watching this or will watch this, and we'll just listen, and it'll go in one ear and out the other and not implement. And if they implemented, their business would explode, but they don't want to try something new. And that kind of bothers me, but it's also comical. It's like, this is not rocket science. We're not all, perfect in what we're doing, but we're at least consistently doing things every single day. And it's what's growing all of our businesses.
Well, going back to what I was saying before, you have to figure out what your system is, right? My system is every time I get a new follower, I reach out to them personally. I do some research first, right? And the gathering of the intel takes me maybe 30 seconds. It takes me another 17 seconds to send an audio message. Altogether, 2 minutes time that I put into it. So what do? I get a new follower, John. Right? John followed me 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna go onto John's page. I'm gonna see his name is John. He lives in Texas. He's a realtor. I can see from his bio and his pictures. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna like one or two pictures of his. I'm gonna go into his messages. I'm gonna say, "What's up, John? Thanks so much for the follow. I truly appreciate the love and support. Anything I can do to help you out with your Instagram, your personal branding, your online presence, or real estate for that matter, reach out to me. I'm always here for you, John. Pleasure to connect. Stay in touch. Talk soon."
Yep.
What I have that recognized now. It's in my memory. It's just naturally what happens now, because now John just got a message with me saying, "Hey, John." It's not automated, and I still get people that say, "What's that automated messaging system? That's so cool." And then I send them a video message back. It ain't no automated messaging system. This is me. How are you? How can I help you? And they are stunned. It doesn't matter how many followers I have. I have 45,000. Even if I had 45 followers, the fact that I go out of my way to send a personal message just goes to show how personable I am, and I am here to show you. So Dave, same thing with you. Like, if we're coaches, we want to make sure that our clients, our students, know that we are here for them at all times. I have 207 students as of last night on my course, on my online course where I teach realtors about Instagram personal branding. I make sure that I reach out to every single one personally to see, how can I help you? Are you okay? Do you have any questions? What's going on? Same thing like we do as realtors with the realtor hat on. We go into our sellers, to our clients. Are you okay? Are you fine? Should I hold your hand? Are you good? What can I, we're there. Reaching out and showing the love and support that followers show us is key, and that right there is my system. Your system could be completely different, but take it, right? Good artists copy, great artists steal. That is my system. If you want to steal that, steal it. It's going to work for you. But others have their own ways, right?
Yeah, man.
I believe in R&D, rip off and duplicate. So I think that's really, really important. I want to give you one that has made a huge difference in my business over the past month or so since I started doing it. Every day, without fail, I send a video birthday message to everybody that comes up on my feed. I send a video birthday message, and I make it a little funny because I don't want to be, I just want to wish you a happy birthday. No, I make it a little funny. And I learned this from, I'm going to tell you, I learned it from Kyle Whissel, one of the top 100 teams in the country. I write their name on here. So if I don't know how to pronounce it, I don't say the name, but they know it's on here, right? Because these are all Facebook friends. And I tell you what, I'm getting a good, probably a 90% response. And most of those 90% responses are amazed. So it's a great way to reach out to your sphere on, there it is, right? It's a great way to reach out to your sphere on Facebook, which you should be doing on a regular basis anyway. So that's one thing that I use, but also just to give somebody an idea of how to respond. Follow-up is the biggest problem we have, right? So we can talk about social media, but as an extension of that is text or DM, right? If you follow up with the people on through a video text, you can have 4 different videos. And if you're busy, you just attach one of the videos that you got set up that makes sense for that follow-up. If you respond like that because you're at a meeting or you're showing whatever, it's going to make it go so much quicker. But you've already got the content done. You know, just got to make sure that if it's in the summer, if you're outside in the summer, you know.
And Sean, I'll add 2 rules I play by. So one is, if you're on social media, be a part of social media. Don't be the hound, the commission Brett that's just hounding on groups and stuff to just make commission. Be a part of the community. And then, you know, most importantly, when you're facing off with folks, face off on like media types. So don't go, if someone sends you a video, don't send them a bomb. Send them a video from your phone. If someone sends you something via email, send it back in equal formats. And then lastly is when you're working with any of these media formats, someone comments, comment back. Because when you don't, it's like walking by them on the street and not acknowledging them.
Yeah, and, you know, just further on that, I always tell people, I said, if you're not responding to it, it's like you and I went to Starbucks. We both get coffee. We both sit down. We're facing each other. And I say to you, hey, man, that's a real nice shirt. And you just sit there and don't say a word. And we sit there for 20 minutes. That's what it's like. You have to respond.
Yeah.
How is everyone on time?
I've got to jump. I got to bounce.
Okay. I appreciate everyone. You know, this is
And I like to talk later, Ed, too.
Yeah.
No, this is great.
Guys, thanks, Dave.
Guys, if you please reach out to
Absolutely.
these guys. We'll keep this going another time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's make sure you guys drop your contact information in the comments, and we'll keep crushing it, guys.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sean, for bringing us on. We
Have an
appreciate
awesome
it.
day.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Take care.
As you do. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.